Oh, I'm on something decent finally, guys. Oh my, guys. I've got it. Look at this, look at this. There it is. Yes. There's one. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of All Mouth Bassing. Today, I'm actually going to try something that I've been meaning to do for a while now. I picked up one of these ZMAN Ned rig kits out at Dick's the other day. I've been seeing these on the shelves and I've been wanting to grab one. The only bait I actually haven't caught anything on in here is the TRD Ticklers. It's basically like a tube style Ned bait, kind of. I haven't actually caught anything on those, but I have caught stuff on the TRDs plenty of times and the TRD Craws. I've had some pretty good luck with both of those. I actually haven't thrown this specific color with these baits too much. It's just simple green pumpkin. And typically I would usually be throwing weedless hooks, and this kit comes with 10th ounce and 6th ounce non-weedless hooks, just regular hooks, the Shrooms Ned hooks. And like I said, typically I'd be throwing the weedless ones, so that's really the main differences compared to what I'd typically throw with these style baits. Z-Man's actually a brand that I do kind of prefer, but I'm gonna try to knock out every bait in this kit, see if I could catch at least one fish on each, and let you guys know what I think when I'm done. So that's pretty much the plan. I'm gonna get after it and hopefully catch some bass. Alright, I decided to start off with the TRD Craw because I've been having some pretty good luck out here with Texas rigged craw baits lately, so I figure this isn't too far off. I've got it on a 10th ounce Ned head. Gonna toss it around and hopefully I could get on a pretty quick bite. We will see. It's a real rocky spot, so I'm gonna have to really finesse it to stay off the snags, but I think I could do it for the most part, and I'm pretty sure I have like 10 hooks, worst case scenario. I shouldn't lose all of them, I don't think. That'd be a bad day if I did. Well, guys, oh, never mind. I was just about to talk about how I was on my first snag of the day and then I popped off it. But anyway, been probably about 20 minutes, a half hour, and I just ended up on my first snag, which really isn't too bad. I expected to be on a lot more snags today. So that's been positive at least, but no bites yet, so that's kind of not the most exciting thing. We'll see though. I'm gonna keep after it. I was planning on staying out here for a good bit today, so anything could happen. Man, that's definitely a snag. And a much worse one that I'm probably not getting off of. Crap. Oh, I think I actually did. I might have bent the hook though. Oh, and I'm on another snag now. That was short-lived. Oh yeah. Broke that hook pretty bad. Okay guys, since I lost that craw and absolutely straightened out that hook, I decided to do another bait switch. I switched off to a regular old Finesse TRD and I switched to a 6th ounce head. I suspect the 6th ounce head's going to be a little more snaggy than the 10th ounce, but we'll see. I could be wrong. Let's throw it around and see what happens. I actually have a tiny bit more confidence in the TRD than I do in the TRD Craw, so maybe I'll get a bite or two with this. Let's see. I probably have the least confidence in the Tickler. I've thrown them around a little bit and not had luck yet, but I've had some real good luck with these TRDs and some decent luck with the Craws, like I said. I'm really hoping for something though. I was hoping for a bite by now. A little bummed it's so slow today, but I might get into something. We'll see. And it's only been a few more casts and I'm already on another snag. I think I am gonna head out of this spot and go to a spot that I think I won't get on as many snags, because this is kind of a pain. Okay guys, I switched my hook out now and I actually downsized back down to a 10th ounce Ned head. I'm gonna throw this around. I've still got the Finesse TRD on. Hopefully I could actually get a hook set with this hook on. Finally hooked up, guys. Finally. It's not big or anything, but it's a fish. I think it's a smallie. And it's pulling. Whew, for being only like maybe, if even a half pounder, thing was cranking. Alright guys, that was a heck of a fight for such a dink. I'm real glad this little smallie decided to bite. Finally got it done. That was the Finesse TRD, so we'll have to switch baits and try a different one now. Let's get this guy back in the water though. There he goes. Awesome. Okay guys, now that I finally got it done with the Finesse TRD, I decided to switch baits again, and I actually decided to throw one of the Ticklers on. I haven't had any luck with these yet. I haven't thrown them a whole lot. I'm not a huge fan of like tube style baits, so haven't really messed with these much, but I decided to throw it on since it's the only thing I haven't tied on yet today, and I'm gonna whip it around and see what happens. I'm gonna try this spot a little bit longer. I've been having a few bites over here compared to that whole other bank line I worked. I didn't get a single bite. It seems like there's a few fish kind of stacked up on this little weed bed right here. So I'm gonna try to play that to my advantage and cast around here for a little bit. Well guys, I got a much quicker hookup with the Ticklers, but I wouldn't say the size is really there. Just a little guy. Alright, that's two dinky little smallmouth for the day. This one's barely a fish stick. Let's get it back in the water though. Glad it bit at least. Alright guys, so far we knocked out the Finesse TRD and the TRD Ticklers. Nothing big yet, but we got fish on the baits at least. And now I'm on the last one. I've got the TRD Craw on. I'm gonna throw this around. I'm still in the same spot. That bite happened pretty quick with the Tickler, and I know there's a much better fish in here somewhere because it actually cranked my Finesse TRD earlier. So gonna whip the Craw around here and see if maybe I could get that bigger one or another big one in general to hit, hopefully. Let's get it out there. Oh, I'm on something decent finally, guys. On it with the Craw. Looks like maybe a spotted bass. I think it's a spot. Oh, it's pulling. Oh yeah, real decent one. All right, guys. Beautiful, beautiful spotted bass. Completed the old challenge for me. Like I said, I'm gonna keep after it, but man, am I stoked this thing bit. Let's get it back in the water. There it goes. All right, awesome. Okay guys, I'm gonna keep throwing around the TRD Craw for a bit since that's what I caught the biggest one with so far. I'm actually in the same general area. I just kind of moved up the bank and tucked into another little cove, and I'm gonna cast around here and see if I could get one or two more. This spot looks like it could be a little bit snaggy, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway and see what happens. Oh my, guys, I've got to, look at this, look at this. There's a big spotted bass trying to catch this little smallie I've got hooked up. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys could see that or not. That's crazy. All right, so I know there's a big old spotted bass in the area, but anyway, oh no, buddy. I kind of stopped him a little bit with my foot. Stopped him a little bit from hitting the ground too hard with my foot, but he slipped off the hook when I bank flipped him, unfortunately. But anyway, little smallie on the craw. Let's get it back in the water and try getting that big spotted bass to bite. Oh, he took right off. All right, cool. Seemed pretty healthy, so that's good at least. Hopefully that fall didn't affect it too much. Okay guys, I walked over to another spot and I switched out the craw for a regular Finesse TRD. I'm gonna drag this around a little bit more and see if I could hopefully catch something else with this. This is actually the bait out of this package that I've had the most luck with. I actually really like these little TRDs. I've caught some real nice largies on these. Oh, I just missed a bite, guys. Oh my God, I missed it again. How? There it is. Yes. I wasn't losing it that time. Set that hook hard. All right. Just a little spotted bass, but that was a long, slow spell there. I wasn't catching anything for a while, so glad this little dude ate. Just a little dinky guy. A lot of dinks today, but man, beautiful, beautiful colors on this little bass. Real pretty spotted bass. Let's get it back in the water though. Whoa, right into a rock. That's not the idea, bud. All right. He was real fired up, I guess. All right, that's a couple catches on the craw and a couple catches on the Finesse TRD now. And I've actually already got quite a bit of confidence in both those two baits. Like I said earlier though, I haven't thrown the Ticklers around too much. So I think I'm actually gonna switch off to those, and I might just throw those for the rest of the day and see what I could get on with them. I'd like to play around with a bait that I don't have a ton of experience with, so now's a great opportunity to do it. Okay guys, I've got a TRD Tickler rigged up now. This is probably gonna be the rig choice for the rest of the day. Let's toss it around and hopefully catch some more bass with it. Got something a little pinned, guys. All right, little smallie. Actually, not even too bad. Oh man, why? Why does that keep happening today? All right, well, that one fell back in the water, but I bank flipped it and it popped off the hook, unfortunately. It looked fine. I mean, it swam away fine, but that's like the second or third time that's happened today, and I don't know why it keeps happening. Okay, guys, I am still throwing around the Ticklers, but I decided to move on to another spot. That last spot started off pretty strong, but then by the end I had gone like over a half hour without a bite. So I figured that was my sign to move to the next spot. And this spot actually looks pretty nice. So gonna whip this around a little bit and see if I could catch some more. I might have a bite right now. Nope. I Thought I felt tension. I did. All right, cool. Is it still there? Oh yeah. For a sec, I thought it popped off for a sec. Must have ran towards me. All right, decent smallie. Best smallie of the day, easy. Okay, I got that hook out. Decent little smallie. This one's actually got that weird black markings on it that some fish get. I don't pull a ton of the fish like that out of this reservoir, but this one's got it, so it's kind of interesting. But anyway, let's get this little guy back in the water. There it goes. All right, finally getting a few catches under my belt with the TRD Ticklers. Glad I did this little challenge because it forced me to throw this bait around a little bit. I'm gonna get it back out there and hopefully catch a few more. There's one. Now that's a real fish, not a snag. Finally. Ooh, that was a cool little run he took. All right. Another little smallie, about the same size as the last one. Not too bad. Okay guys, glad this little smallie bit, but it's bleeding a little bit, so I want to get it back in the water quick. Didn't really mess with it too much or anything. There goes the good healthy seeming release, so hopefully it's good. Seems like it should be fine. It wasn't a crazy amount of blood or anything. It was just I try to get him back in quick if I see some blood is all. Well, I was thinking about calling it a day after the next catch, but that catch actually came pretty quick, so I think I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more and see if I could get at least one more. Is that seriously a snag? What is making these snags feel so much like fish? Oh no, I had a fish on. All right. I hooked up this decent smallie and it put me on a snag immediately. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching another episode, and thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Now it's time for the outro and the review on the ZMAN Ned rig kit. This kit really mostly only had two components, being the hooks and the plastics, so there's really not a whole lot to cover and review, but basically we've got the Finesse TRDs, the TRD Ticklers, and the TRD Craws for the plastics. They were all in the color green pumpkin, and I actually came into this already having a pretty decent opinion of ZMAN products, specifically their Elastec products. So I already knew I kind of liked these plastics, but I don't really usually throw the non-weedless shrooms heads. So I tried those out and I kind of liked them. I got a little bit to say about those, but I'll cover the plastics first. Basically with the plastics, I've already thrown the Finesse TRDs and Craws a fair bit of times. I've caught tons of fish on the Finesse TRDs in the past. A few here and there on the Craws when I have thrown them, I just haven't thrown them as much. And I had barely thrown the Ticklers at all. So as I said in the video, I was pretty happy to be doing this because it gave me a reason to try out the Ticklers and really spend some time with them. And I gotta be honest, I'm almost as impressed with the Ticklers as I am with the TRDs. I'll probably be spending some time in the future throwing around the TRD Ticklers because they are pretty decent little baits, especially in a nice natural color like green pumpkin. So as far as the soft plastics go, I'd say I really like all those. I had some pretty good luck, caught multiple fish on each, so that was a lot of fun. And then with the hooks, we got the Finesse Shrooms jig heads. We got them in the 10th ounce and the 6th ounce weights. I don't really like the 6th ounce for how rocky the spot I was throwing was. If I was throwing in like a sandy bottom area or like even a weedy area, the 6th ounce wouldn't be such a problem, but being where I was, it was a super snaggy area, and that 6th ounce wanted to really snag up and get hooked on things. Whereas when I was throwing the 10th ounce, I was actually able to get away with it. It was rolling over the rocks a little easier and everything, being that lighter weight. And so, I mean, that's just the weights of them. They're not that important. You could kind of buy jig heads in a lot of different weights, but the important thing was the quality of the wire they're made of, which seemed slightly inconsistent in my opinion. I threw both weights, and some of the 10th ounce hooks seemed stronger than the others. I had a couple of them straighten out and get bent on snags, and then I had one or two of them that I pulled really hard on a couple snags and didn't do damage to them at all. So not sure what the deal with that was. They seemed a little inconsistent, but in general I think they're kind of light wire hooks, so it's not crazy surprising that a couple of them did bend, and it's not necessarily a terrible black mark on the product or the company necessarily. As far as everything goes in general, I thought the kit was pretty decent though, to be honest. Like I said, I do prefer the weedless hooks, but I made do with the non-weedless, and the plastics were great. All in all, I'd say I probably give it like a 4 out of 5 and only knock out that 1 point because of the inconsistency with the hooks. Aside from that, I thought it was a great package, great product, great little kit in general, and I would definitely recommend it to pretty much anyone looking to get on a decent finesse bite. So that's pretty much what I thought about that. And as far as the video went, I had a ton of fun out there catching multiple fish on each of these plastics, and I really couldn't ask for a better day. It was super hot out there, a little bit of wind, so it wasn't the best conditions ever for fishing, and I knew that going into it, and I still got into a pretty good bite, excuse me. Didn't really get into any too big of fish. Got that one real nice spotted bass, but aside from that, it was mostly dinks, but caught quite a few fish and had quite a bit of fun. So thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for checking it out. I'll see you guys on the next one, and I'll see you on the water.